Hey everyone, it's Kaylee, the teacher of finances. So it's Tuesday, so it's Thoughtful Tuesday, and y'all, I look so sleepy. I've been making content today, and I looked at my eyes and I'm like, goodness gracious, I'm tired. That 5 o'clock in the morning stuff's catching up with me. Anyways, if you're watching this live with me, if you'll drop me a one in the comments, if you catch this later, drop me a two. I love Thoughtful Tuesdays because it really gets my mind thinking about different things and what I'm doing every day and what I can change to make things better. And so today I just wanted to come at you. I sounded so hick in that, but today I just wanted to give y'all some information to talk about different ways that you can be productive in your week. And so, just this, I have a lot, so I'm going to go super fast. So, just stick with me. So, what do you expect from this week? What are you expecting this week? What do you want to get done? I would typically do this on Mondays, like a Mindset Monday, but instead, here I am on Tuesdays doing it for Thoughtful Tuesday. So, this can be applied all the time. Take it and then put it in place on Monday. So, what do you expect from your week, though? Um, Give yourself a list of expectations. List everything that you have in mind and then look at it realistically. So, is it even possible to do all of the things that you're planning to do in a week? Are you too ambitious? So, do something. Trying to plan too much can be overwhelming, and then you feel like you're not getting it all done. So, then it causes you to stress, and there's all kinds of other things that come with that. So, if you could only do three things in a week to feel satisfied, which ones would they be? So what you do is you look on the most important things. And so I'm going to give you some steps on how you can do this in the most efficient way to be the most productive that you can possibly be within a week. So one, optimize your plans. So take and prioritize what's most important to least important. It's not about the quality or the quantity that you do, it's the quality. So always think quality over quantity. Because if you're trying to do too much, then of course, you're not going to be doing it to the most success. Like you're gonna, I'm so sleepy. Sorry, but you're not going to be doing it as well as if you were to just focus on small task at a time. Which goes into my next point. Focus on one task at a time. Multitasking is very common in our world nowadays, right? Because we're always on the go. I multitask. I'm so guilty of this. But multitasking is actually really dangerous. So it causes distractions and you're not able to really focus on the task as a whole. You're more likely to make mistakes if you're multitasking. So be mindful, like there's going to be times you have to multitask, right? If you have kids, you have to multitask. But be mindful of multitasking. If you're guilty of multitasking, drop a me in the comments because that's me. That is 100% me. Everything we sit down on the couch to watch TV, and you can bet I'm working on something. I'm looking at things for my mindset. I'm always multitasking, and I've been trying to be more mindful of that and not multitasking as much. So, number three, review your progress each day. So it's always important to review and reflect on things. So review your progress. Look at the day that you like when you sit down at the end of the day or even in the morning, reflect on the day before and be specific in what you've accomplished and how much you have left for the week. If you're reviewing and reflecting each day, then that's giving you an idea of where you're at and how much you need to get done for the rest of the week. So what did you do that was important that day? Was it worth your time that day? And did you utilize your time wisely? It allows your mind to start being aware of the things that you're doing and being aware of your time and how you're utilizing your time. The next thing is going to be communicate when the problem happens. So even if you're prioritizing and focusing, issues arise, right? Things happen. If you work for someone, then communicate with whoever it is that you work with and tell them that there's a problem, that you need help, or whatever the case may be. If you're self-employed, then talk to whoever your mentor is in the business. So like for me, I'm self-employed, but I have mentors and people in the business that I can go to. And when I run into a problem, I talk to them about it. And then we come up with a game plan of how we can fix it. And I'm not just stuck. This one is huge. Write this down. Say no. I'm getting good at this. This is something I put in my vision for the year. This is something that I had big time focusing on. My dog's trying to get something. Sorry. This is something I'm focusing on for myself, for my mental wellness, everything, to say no. So be picky in what you allow yourself to do. So many times it's easy to say, sure, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. I'll take that on. I'll take that on. But I'm learning to tell myself no. I'm also learning to set times in the day for specific tasks and don't let any types of interruptions come into place of that task. So, for example, being self employed, doing what I do, I know that making content and going live every day from Monday through Friday and between 11 a.m. to, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. is important. And so I have it blocked on my calendar as my focus time to make sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing. I'm not allowing for interruptions. I'm not allowing to step off the path of what I have planned for that day. I say no during that time. Now, there's going to be certain situations where I have to adjust that, absolutely. But I set my time from 11 to 2, and that's when I know that I'm doing content, I'm making videos, I'm coming up with my lives to do each day. I have that time set for myself. If I know that there's an appointment that I need to have in between that 11 and to 2, then I'm going to adjust my focus time for that particular day. Plan your week on Friday afternoon. So think about it like this. Georgia and TCU played yesterday, right? Didn't watch it. I don't really watch sports unless it's my kids playing, but they played. Do you think that their coaches went into that game without watching film and putting in different types of plays for those particular teams? Absolutely not. So why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we not plan to go into the next week? Waking up on Monday morning and saying, oh, what do I got to do this week? No, 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 no. Plan on Friday. I have 90 days worth of stuff planned out for what I bring to you guys every day. I planned all of that out. I know what I'm talking about tomorrow. I know what I'm talking about next Tuesday. I planned it because if I don't, then I'm stressed. Then I'm overwhelmed. Then I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. So plan out your dates, plan out your times. Let's see. So when your feet hit the floor on Monday, then you know what you're going to do. You know what you want to achieve. Plan it. Be prepared. Focus on the results, not the processes. Okay? So what do I mean by that? I was a teacher. As a teacher, we did backwards design, backwards planning, whatever you want to call it. So practically, I knew what my end game was for my unit. I knew what I had to do for that unit. So how was what was I going to do with my students to get them to where they needed to be at the end of that unit? Do the same thing in your life, do the same thing in your work, whatever it is that you're doing, but what is your ultimate goal you're trying to achieve? Know what your ultimate goal is. Know what success looks like. Know what it feels like. Know exactly what it is. Once you've determined that, then take the step back and say, okay, how am I going to do this? What is it going to take? So going back to my example earlier, I know that my goal is to help families. My goal is to bring you value. My goal is to provide you with tips and tricks and different things to try to make your life easier because our lives are hard right now. There's so many things right now. So my goal is to provide that to you through social media, through networking, through what I do to help you with financial peace, financial security, financial freedom, all those different things. Those are my goals, right? But I also have health goals. I also have a monthly goal that I want in income. So if I just told myself I'm going to do this, but I didn't look and say, how am I going to get there? Or what am I doing? Oh, I know I want to make money this month. But what good is that to say, right? I have to know exactly what my goal is. I know that I'm going live every day. I know that I'm getting up at this time every day. And I know that I have to post and make content about these specific things every day. If not, then my end goal doesn't get achieved. So it's super important. Plan backwards. Know what you want and then make your steps of how you're going to do it and make them detailed. All right, keep going. Sorry, guys. I'm on it. I'm on fire. This one fired me up today. Next, share your plans with your team. So it is super important to talk about what you want. I shared my vision with all of you. I showed you, this is what I want for this year. These are my plans. This is what I plan to do. Now, is it possible I accomplish all of my vision within this year? I may not. And if I don't, that's okay. But what I will do is share it with my team, share it with my mentors and coaches, share it with Colton. I share everything with Colton. He knows what I'm doing all the time. Thanks, Tori. But share it with somebody. have somebody that's your accountability partner. And it doesn't, like for me, I'm self-employed. So accountability when you're self-employed or you're an entrepreneur is huge. You have to have somebody that you can that can call you out and say, hey, look, what are you doing? Why are you sleeping until 9 o'clock? You said you wanted to get fit. You said you wanted to lose weight. Why are you asleep? Why are you not up? Why are you not in our meetings? But know who you have as an accountability partner. Know who you can share that with. When I went on this 90-day run, my poor coaches, I sent them like a 15-page document of my step by step on what I wanted and how I was going to get there. I'm sure when they got it, they're thinking, Lord, Kaylee, you like blew us, like you just gave us a whole novel to read. I did, but I want to be held accountable. I want somebody to know that this is what I'm doing. And if I step out of line, call me out on it. And thank goodness I have the relationship I do with my husband because I have him for that too. So if I don't get up in the mornings, he's going to say something about it. If I eat something that's not on my, within my nutrition plan, he's going to say, oh, that's good for your diet, huh? Right? But he calls me out on it. So, and then most importantly, when you do share with your accountability partner and you do achieve what your goal is, then celebrate it. Be proud of yourself. Like right now, guys, I'm so proud of myself. I've been getting up at 5 o'clock. I told myself I wanted to do for sure 5 days a week of workouts, but really six. And I've done it. Now, am I all the way through my 90 days? Have I made it to the end of my run? Absolutely not. But I know I'm on the track to do so. I keep pushing and I keep pushing, and I know I'm going to get there. And then when I do, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to be excited. Y'all are going to hear about it. It's going to be exciting. So celebrate when you achieve your goals. And this can all go into a workplace. It doesn't have to just be if you're self-employed. There's things that you have to do in work. You may have a huge plan that you need to send and give to your upper management by the middle of the month, and you turn it in on the 10th instead of the 15th. Be excited, be proud, be happy about it. Celebrate your successes, even if they're small. And all right, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm done. I'm wrapping it up. Like I said, I'm on fire about this. This makes me excited. I'm a planner. I'm all about planning and being prepared. But there's a quote that I found by Nolan Bushnell. The critical ingredient is getting off your butt and doing something. It's as simple as that. A lot of people have ideas, but there are few people who decide to do something about them now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but do it today. So plan out your week. Find ways to make it less stressful for you. Rewatch this video. Take the tips. I went really fast, but rewatch it, share it, whatever you got to do to make it easier and organized and for you to stay on track of your goals and how to get the most out of your week. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining. I had some people on Instagram today watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. If you watched it live, drop that 1 for me. If you watched it later, you can drop a 2 for me. Any thoughts, questions, anything, just drop me some comments. I am super excited about sharing all this with you, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wellness Wednesday. I'm super excited about that. So see you guys later. Have a good afternoon.